Bad boys, what you gonna do? I tell you what, the movie, A+, 4 stars. I love it. Now, no spoilers here, but I will talk about this movie. Before I talk about this movie, I'm gonna tell you my one-time experience with Will Smith. So it's cool. I don't even remember the whole story. My cousin remembers more than I do. It was 88, I believe. He was on the Run DMC tour, along with, I think, Biz Markie, Public Enemy, a lot of other people. And me and my cousin, whose name is William now, we were stuck in the elevator with the Fresh Prince. Because at that time, that's all we knew. It was the Fresh Prince. So we're stuck in the elevator with this guy. You know, it's cool. Not necessarily a starstruck moment, but man, it's cool. Boy, worldwide. And we are in the elevator with him. And then I say, Will, we got to get out of here. He's like, Will? Your name's Will? My name's Will. That's all I remember. And of course, we got out of the elevator. I think we were going to go to the room, but never did. So that's all I remember. But it was my cool one moment, 6 degrees of separation. That would be 1 degree, I guess, of separation with Will Smith. So here I go, guys. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. This movie is hype, man. I love it. I do. I wasn't the biggest Bad Boy fan when it first came out. Then I watched it a couple thousand times and I loved it. Watched Bad Boys 2. Waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And here comes Bad Boys 3. I'm like, am I going to see it? I don't know. Will I? And then I started watching the whole. This social media is incredible. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everything. It's just so, it takes movie and promotion to the next level. You know, so I started seeing all of these interviews they were doing, and him and Martin, and they talked about how Martin didn't do the press junket the first time and how he wanted to do it and didn't do it. And they did it this time, and together with social media, it was an explosion and a love for Bad Boys 3, Bad Boys for Life. And it might be a Bad Boys 4 I just read, because I just saw it today. So Bad Boys Forever. I'm not the first one that said that, but hey, you know, it would be a good title if they had that. So here you go. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, the movie, a lot of action. Action-packed, a definite thriller, had you guessing, tear-jerker. Believe it or not, a tear-jerker. You know, some things you didn't even expect. I had a few little things I didn't like about the movie, but they're few and far between, and I probably can't give any away because that would be a spoiler. But I will say somebody was in the movie that I wish they played another role. Let's put it that way. And that's about it. Couple scenes that could have been left out but were important to the movie. So I tell you what, I'd go see it again. Now, what made me see this movie today, the day it came out, the 17th of January 2020, is I watched this last interview. I've watched a few interviews with them about this movie, but this last interview I watched today with Sway, and Sway in the Morning and his staff, he said this is a family movie. Take your family to go see this movie again and again and again. Now, I got to correct you, Sway. This is not a family movie in the sense of family movie, Aladdin, Men in Black. It's not that type of family movie, because they cuss out the what? A lot of cussing. So I wouldn't have brought my 12-year-old son with me. It would have been a me and a wife thing if I would have saw it again and thought about it. But again, oh man, my son loved it and my wife loved it, and it was a great movie. Here's some things I didn't know about the movie. That's my review, basically. That's the review. But some things I didn't know about the movie. I didn't know, and you don't realize that Martin was a bigger movie star than Will Smith. If you haven't followed Martin's career, you didn't realize that Martin was a bigger movie star than Will Smith. So if it wasn't for Martin Lawrence, Will Smith wouldn't be Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry. You know, he wouldn't have been Mike Lowry. I didn't know that. I found that out on this tour that they were doing, the publicity tour. And then it makes you look back and think about what Martin was doing and what Will Smith was doing. And you look at Will Smith's movie, 1, 2, 3, you barely knew he was there. 6 Degrees of Separation was the strangest movie to me. Made in America. I don't even think I've seen the whole movie. And I don't even remember, Wherever the Day Takes You. But then it was Bad Boys. And with Martin Lawrence, it was some comedy movie. Then it was House Party. You know, that was like the top 2 movies he did. And even before 95, he did House Party too. So he was booming. Oh, Do the Right Thing. Martin Lawrence. You know, and some other comedy specials. So, and then he had his show in 92. So Why Fresh Prince was going on. So these brothers were making history. But Martin Lawrence was a little further in the theater game, in the movie game, than Will Smith. But of course, we see what happened now. And Will Smith, incredible guy. I wish I just knew his vision when I was in that elevator, and I wish I had something to offer. You think about that sometimes, because the boy is bad. Motivational speaker. I listened to some of his press talking about the movie. He had a lot of nuggets, man. A lot of thought process, a lot of nuggets. And Martin, to my surprise, was very, very low key. You know, I know you think, what's up? You go boy and you go girl and all of that stuff. And you think Martin might be just hype, lit all the time. But on these interviews, he wasn't lit all the time. But the movie was lit, guys. Another interesting thing, it was nonstop action. Another interesting thing, this movie somewhat reminded me of Face Off, in the fact that it was action and it's slow, action, slow, action, slow, action. And it's like, okay, I'm done with the action. I want to see the end. But then something else and something else. And that's what happened on Face Off to me. And I believe this movie is going to soar. I think the last movie was 200 million something, or 200 million something. So I'm sure this will get 3, 4, or even 5, depending worldwide, especially with Will Smith off of some of the hits. Genie, I don't know what the Spies movie did, but I mean, he's had some hits over the Suicide Squad. So I'm sure that this is going to be a hit. And it's a solid hit. I feel good. Comedy was there. Martin Lawrence was there, man. He was there. And he was more family oriented, so to speak, than even Will Smith. So roles feel reversed there if you think of the whole aspect of Will Smith. Okay, so other than that, I'm pretty much done with the review. Definitely check out the movie. Before I go, Will Smith made this great point on one of his interviews. He said, for so long, he's been trying to win and one up and be the most influential man in Hollywood. And he's been trying to live out this idea of Will Smith. And after his 50th birthday, which was a couple years ago, I believe, or a year and a half ago, whatever, he said he's done with that. He's done what he's wanted to do. Now he's going in for, I forgot what he said, but it's not about just the win. It's about family. It's about relationships, just like this movie. And he's going to win with that. So with that being said, guys, it's Greg Reese, movie reviews. Keep looking, keep checking this channel. I'll be doing a few more movie reviews this year. Also, I saw Star Wars. I wanted to leave that alone. That's sacred to a lot of people, and I didn't know how I wanted to handle the Star Wars series. But if you have any questions on what I thought about Star Wars, feel free to ask me. It's Greg Reese, Bad Boys, what you gonna do? I love it. And you know what? This is not a spoiler, but I will say this. DJ Khaled, he was in the movie. He the best. So, you know, I know the soundtrack's gonna be lit. It's gonna be hot. And I'm an OG on YouTube, so I'll let you understand more about that. But just so you can get what I'm saying, I don't have OG numbers, but I have a lot of social media and video and image views. Now with Google Local Guide, over 34 million views. Of course, with video views, over nearly 40 million views. But when it comes to just YouTube alone, my view count is still low. But I am an OG listening to a guy I heard the other day, because I've been here since 2007. I was a partner within the first 10,000, no more than 15,000 people were partners. And I made my partnership in 2009-ish, 10-ish. So I'm an OG YouTube. I'm about to show it to you guys. And I'm going to step up on my numbers on the video count. So here I go. Greg Reese. Good man. So we'll see what happens. Peace, Greg Reese. Was that a spoiler?